Hi there, my name is Max Sony, and I'm the Chief Technology Officer behind StarTeacher. And today I'm going to do a live demonstration uh, with regards to the StarTeacher Live series new add-on that we've been working on. The purpose of this video is to introduce you to how you can use the webinar functionality and how you can access it and all the common tools and features that are available within the webinar functionality. So to begin with, the way you access the StarTeacher webinar functionality is you click on the navigation button that you've been familiar with. You're going to see some new options here. You'll click on Live Series. When you do that, it'll take you to this screen right here. And here are all the different webinars that you can join, each with their own corresponding date and time. So I've created a test webinar here that we're going to be joining, and essentially you click the join button. This will load. Takes a minute to load everything into place. The first prompt you see is how do you want to join. You can have the option of only listening, and you would just click this button right here, or if you want to speak, you can click the microphone button. Typically, if you have a headset, and a headset can mean even the simple Apple headsets that are provided with your iPhone or your iPod, or any cell phone really, that can be a headset, and you can use that, or if you have a bigger headphones and whatnot, as long as there's a microphone built into it. That works fine. It's highly recommended that you use a headset, because otherwise there's going to be a lot of feedback between your speakers and your microphone, and everyone will hear that. So for the purposes of this demonstration, I'll click on microphone. Now, for some older browsers, you may get this error message. You'll just want to press yes. And now this will give you another prompt. This prompt is essentially the computer and StarTeacher talking, and StarTeacher is requesting that your computer give it access to your microphone and your camera. You have the option of denying it, but if you want to share your video camera and share your microphone so that people can hear you, you'll want to press allow. And this will be a quick prompt to do the audio test and so forth. You'll press test speakers, and it'll take you through a few steps. You'll hear some words. It'll be an echo, and you'll just kind of go through it. And at that stage, you've pretty much gotten to the point where now you enter StarTeacher itself. So I'm going to walk you through some of the functionalities here. This area right here that I'm hovering over is a chat window. It says public here. If there's 10, 20 people here, you can all talk to each other, and everyone will see it. Now, if you click on options, you'll see a list of all the individuals here. So in this case, it's just me. But if there were, say, 5 or 10 other people here, I could click on them and essentially open up another chat window and create a private chat room that would consist of just myself and the individual I selected. So this is one of the cool functionalities you'll have available in the middle, when you're in these presentations. So if you'd like to speak to someone, you can do that. Just click here on options, click on the individual, and essentially a new chat window would appear right here. Similar to what this looks like, except it's private. For the most part, this window right here is, you can type whatever you want. Now we're going to move over to this area right here, which is the presentation board. Essentially, here is where the presenter will upload his or her PowerPoint, Word document, PDF, and it'll appear here. There are some additional tools here. If in this case you were the presenter, you would have these additional tools. So for example, the pencil, you can draw on stuff. a rectangle if you want to make a shape, circle, pretty self-explanatory, triangle, or if you want to write some stuff out, you can do that as well. And here are essentially tools to either undo the last thing you just did. So in this case, I just undid the circle, the square, the little, and then this is clear all annotations. This would just delete everything. Here you can change the color. So if I want to make it red, I'm now drawing a red line. Pretty easy stuff. And this is stuff that you'll see if you're a presenter. So for the most part, if you're just a viewer, you're not going to see any of this in terms of these additional tools here. This is just a button that enables a presentation to zoom in and out. If you're the presenter, you're going to see this button right here, which is Upload Presentation. When you first get into StarTeacher, you'll want to click that, and then click your select file, and then upload whatever it is that you're looking to share with the audience. So in this case, I will upload this PDF that I just happened to find on my computer. And after you've selected it, it'll appear here as the name. You'll click on Upload. It'll say uploading. It's converting. And then it's a little bit of a, depending on how heavy the file is, this could be very quick, or it could take a second. And then, again, I just uploaded something randomly here. And you can navigate through it by these two buttons here. And if you want to change the presentation again, you just go back to here and click on any one of these presentations that you may have already uploaded. So that kind of covers this main presentation area. Now we're going to move over to this webcams window. Here is where individuals who are sharing their webcam will appear. So if your webcam is on, you'll see it right here. Not only will you see your own webcam, but that of other people who have shared their webcam. Generally speaking, if you don't want to share your webcam, you can click on this button right here. So in this case, I'm going to now share my webcam. So in this case, I'm right now sharing my webcam. It's right here, and it'll be here until I disable it. I can disable it by clicking on this button right here, which is Stop Sharing Your Webcam. I just click that, and now it's gone. And I can click it again, and it'll start sharing. So that is essentially what this window looks like, and you'll see a whole bunch of windows here. So if it's 16 people, you'll see 16 people there. Now we move on to this area right here. This is where you'll see a list of all the different people that are in the webinar. So if there's 20 people here, you'll see a list of 20 people just like this. Right now I am the admin, so that's my name right now. Essentially in this column right here, you'll see a whole bunch of people, and then you'll see a whole bunch of buttons as well. So for example, mute, the mute button. If you're the administrator, if you're the person leading the webinar, the mute button is helpful because it allows you to mute everyone, frankly, or just one person. In this case, I muted myself. I could easily have done this to any other person here, and so forth. This little widget right here, which is the settings, allows you to mute all users except the presenter, and then lock setting. The lock setting is very helpful because it allows you to permanently mute everyone, or disable certain things, such as the webcam, such as the microphone. If people are talking in this public chat too much, you can disable the public chat by clicking on the lock button. If people are having private chats, you can lock that as well. So that's a few different options that arise from here. Again, if you're a presenter, this could be a great way to just control the atmosphere, but use it at your own discretion. One of the tools that a presenter has to know if someone has a question or not is this little feature right here, which is essentially the raise hand feature. When someone clicks this feature, and it could be a presenter, like myself in this case, or it could be a common user, the icon here changes to the raised hand. And the point of this is, if you have a question in the middle of a presentation, rather than interrupting the flow of the presentation, you raise your hand and it appears here. And then when you're done, you can lower your hand by clicking on it again. Or if you're the administrator, you can answer the question and then click on the hand, and that'll lower the hand automatically. Essentially, it's a great way to just keep order within the meeting, the webinar, and at the same time allow for a dialogue between presenters and those that are participating. So that pretty much covers this window. We've talked about the webcams window and the presentation window and the chat. The next thing is I just want to show you a little bit about the interface. So essentially all these windows can be minimized. So in this case, now it's just a blank window, a white window. Oh, sorry, not sure why that popped up. In addition, you can expand one of the windows and make it cover your entire screen if you'd like. You pretty much have freedom to do whatever you want. You can move them around however you'd like. We want you to personalize this to being, whatever you're comfortable with. And essentially, the default setup works fine, but you're free to change it as much as you'd like and move things around. In terms of the features here, there's a few more we haven't discussed, and we're going to get to those now. Again, there are some buttons here. Some of them will not appear for you unless you're a presenter. So if you're speaking, you can mute yourself by clicking on this button, or if you have a microphone, you can mute yourself or whatnot. This is the Start Recording button. Now, if you're a presenter, you're going to want to click this button religiously every time you present, only once. The reason for it is because what that does is it records this presentation so that future viewers and someone 3 months down the line can revisit the webinar and learn from what was discussed and so forth. So as a presenter, you'll definitely want to click this button. When you click it, it'll show a menu, a prompt, and you'll press yes. In this case, I'm going to press no so that it doesn't slow my computer down right now while I'm recording this video. This is the Share Webcam button. Again, as we discussed previously, this essentially shares the webcam, and here it is. This is the microphone button. Again, this will share or unshare your microphone, and you can do that as you wish. This is a Share Your Desktop button. This is going to appear for presenters only, and this is something you can click if for some reason instead of a PowerPoint or a PDF you want to share your desktop. That's going to be your discretion. It's a feature that's there, and you can click it and do so. For the most part, that covers these last few buttons. Cover all the real features that are within StarTeacher for the webinar component, the StarTeacher Live series. As always, if you have any questions or any feedback, it's encouraged that you ask us and let us know. The success of this platform is dependent on a large part by the great suggestions that teachers have and tell us all the time. So with that, I'm going to conclude this presentation, and thank you so much for participating.